and this video is called Ancillary Products, which is still to do with evaluation part 4, but I just wanted to separate it. With the Digipack, we were told that in the brief we need to make sure everything is all branded well, especially the products with each other. So with our Digipack describes, the CD and the packaging, and we had to design that for our coursework. For the Digipack, you can see on my blog that it consisted of our artist. The front cover consisted of a cartoon image of her. During feedback, we've had people who said that's continued throughout the whole aspect of the 3 products. The cartoon effect was in the magazine advert as well, so we were able to show the comedy and cartoon effect has been branded throughout the 3 products. It also said stuff like the costume is shown through everything, and she is wearing the Superwoman costume throughout the whole 3 products, and which shows that is the main thing to recognise our artist with, to show that she is the superhero in the music video. And also it relates to the audience as well, to show especially maybe vulnerable women and insecure women who maybe feel that they're stuck behind their shadow, and our artist is able to show that you're allowed to come out of your shell when you want to. You don't have to be maybe through revenge or anything. You just need to be confident, and the artist is able to show that. That also relates to our age group that we chose. In both senses, our whole products are related to people, to men and women as well, not just women. We wanted to not just separate the genders, we wanted to attract women and men. We wanted to attract men through maybe the comic style, because there are typically men or boys. Love the comic book kind of style. That's how we wanted to draw them in as well. Women are more interested in maybe the storyline to do with the boyfriend, the ex, the revenge, the whole getting back at the boyfriend, and we were able to show that, and it would have stuff like that would experience in a lot of women's lives, and they're able to see in a narrative, and also not just an upsetting narrative, also for them to laugh and stuff like that, even though it is kind of serious, but we kind of don't want it to be that serious, because it's a pop, it's not like a sad song. We want it to be, it's quite upbeat, so we have to have humour in our video, so our audience would be more interested and also relate to it as well as laugh at it. With our Digipack, it was very simple. We chose the colour blue from the Superman logo that consisted throughout our Digipack, our magazine, and our music video, especially because blue was one of the main colours in her outfit. We wanted it to be blue because we just thought that we just needed something simple. We didn't want an over-the-top Digipack. It was just simple with pictures, and just to focus on our artist, and so that she is the most important one on the package. We also chose a part where there's a part in our section of our Digipack where it's surrounded by the famous toy, the Voodoo doll. Basically, there's a quote written in the middle of the CD pack. So, say this is the CD, there's like a quote. So this is like the packet, the square. There's a quote here, and around it there's like millions of toys. We took pictures of the toy and put it on our copied, pasted like thousands, not thousands, but 50 or so, and pasted it around. The quote was is a superhero quote, where it's to do with inner strength and belief. And if you think you can do it, you go for it. And we believe that quote was able to, attract our audience, because it gets into them. It shows that our artist is not only just taking revenge and being like all silly and humorous. It also shows her deep side, and that she does care about her audience. that she wants to get into, she wants to, talk to them and get to know them, that her songs are a way of her audience to connect with her, and to connect with their inner feelings, and that was one of our main options for our artist, that she would not only give pleasure to our audience, but also to help them in their time of need, and especially not just men, not just women, but men, but mostly women, due to the kind of circumstances which have happened in the video, and also her other songs, which you can tell by the name of the lyrics, are to do with boyfriend issues. What people had said is less successful in our digipack could have been, it may have been too simple, but I would like to say that there's a thing we wanted to create. It might have been too simple, but that is what we wanted to go for. We don't want it to be as extravagant. We believe that it connected, everything connected well with the three products, and that's what we wanted to do. Maybe it was too simple, but we believe that it's up to the audience. It's not about but it needs to connect with the free product, not just about whether the little things. If audiences would look at it and oh yeah, this relates very well to our music video. Oh, we can see this picture there and stuff like that. And that was the main idea of the digipack. The magazine advert now, I did the magazine advert. Basically, I got a photo of her and converted it in Photoshop, and made it cartoonized, and it was very simple doing that. It was very simple. I just did like a little bit of touch-ups and put it on, and that was exactly what we wanted. It was simple. All we had was a picture of her, just her in a cartoon effect where it's just her. She stood out in her costume, and she's just looking up into the sky, and it shows her posture. It's able to show that she is, Superwoman. She is the superhero, and she is the one and only Superwoman, and she's able to show her control and how she's important in this video, and how she is the successful woman, and that is what we wanted to go for, and it was really successful for us. What we could have improved on in the digipack and maybe a magazine advert is maybe more images on digipack. Maybe we could have explored at the beginning in our digipack and magazine advert. We wanted her to be like at a tall skyscraper in Docklands or City in central London. But time was not with us, so we had to. I thought of the idea of sticking with the cartoon effect, and so it all links with the whole three items, because that was the main thing that could link in with everything. We wanted to do the city one, but I thought maybe it wouldn't go as much, because in the only part that would really relate to the city would be the Piccadilly Circus, and you're only able to see the station and the big signs behind the station, and I don't think it would have connected well together. So I thought maybe we rethought that we should leave that and do something different. And we believe that was more successful than what we would have done before. So even though we could have improved in more pictures, but we're happy that we stuck to the last idea. Also, we could have improved on in our digipack and magazine ad, but maybe the CD. I did the CD. It was just a normal blue CD with her name on it. Maybe I could have put something different. At the beginning, we wanted something with like the voodoo dolls on it. But as you can see in our digipack, we had voodoo dolls, and we didn't want to make the CD thing too overpacked. So maybe the simplicity of the CD was a good idea. But if I had the chance to improve on it, I would improve on that, and that was quite good. So with all the products, we're really pleased with the work we've done and the time we've put into it, and I hope that our music work was good and that you guys enjoyed marketing it. Thank you.